In this video, I want to show you all the dirt bike accessories that you must have. What's up, Rad family? I'm Dakota Freeman, and welcome to the Rad Adventure Dude channel. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that, ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. These dirt bike accessories are going to be something that every dirt bike rider has to have. So the first dirt bike accessory that I want to go over is going to be our stand. The dirt bike stand is going to be important for any dirt bike that doesn't have a kickstand built onto it. A lot of the times I ride race bikes because I've grown up on them my entire life, and they don't have kickstands on them. So I always suggest that you have a stand for your dirt bike. The stand I have here is kind of dirty, sorry about that, but this is what I use to keep my bike propped up whenever I'm not riding it. So this stand, I actually just kick this part down. It's going to pick this up and keep the bike up whenever I'm not on it. This is going to be super important to have for any dirt bike rider that doesn't have a kickstand built onto their dirt bike. So if you ride a race bike, make sure you have a stand to keep your bike up whenever you're not on it. So even if you do have a kickstand on your dirt bike, it's going to be important that when we work on the dirt bikes that it's not leaning over to the side. So sometimes having a stand like this to put your bike on, be able to work on it, makes it much easier as well. So if you don't have a stand on your dirt bike, make sure you have a stand to keep your bike propped up. And even if you do have a kickstand on your dirt bike, it's not a bad idea to have another stand to be able to put your bike on whenever you're working on it. The next accessory I want to cover is going to be our ramp. A dirt bike ramp is so important to getting your bike up into a truck bed, onto a trailer, or however you're going to carry your dirt bike. So let's go ahead and cover that now. The dirt bike stand that I use is a folding stand. So I can fold it out, put it up on a truck, get my bike into the back, and then it actually folds in half, and I can put this in the back of the truck bed with the dirt bike, and it doesn't take up too much space. So it's really nice to have this ramp that folds up. I can use it and then be able to fold it up and keep it out of the way whenever I don't need it. So having a ramp is going to be key to getting your bike into a truck bed, a trailer, or whatever you use to haul your dirt bike. They also make hitch carriers for cars that you can just put your dirt bike on this hitch carrier. It's going to be like a regular bike that's just on the hitch. These normally come with a ramp of their own, but just make sure that you have a ramp to be able to get your bike up onto these different things. Like my trailer that I use has a ramp built into it, so I don't have to carry this all the time unless I'm hopping into a truck, and then it's nice to have a ramp to be able to get your bike up in there. So that's going to be the ramp and why it's important to have one in your dirt bike riding accessories. The next accessory that I want to go over is going to be something pretty simple, but something you definitely have to have when you're riding a dirt bike. A gas can. This gas can is going to be super important to every dirt bike rider out there because if without this, you can't fill the dirt bike up. This holds 5 gallons of gas, so I can take this with me when I'm camping for the weekend or whatever and have enough gas to get through the entire trip. It gets kind of frustrating whenever you're filling the bike up just by the handle at the pump, because if you're out riding on a camping trip or for a long extended time, then you're gonna burn through all your gas and you're gonna need more. So having an external gas can that you can fill up and have with you at all times is gonna be huge to any dirt bike rider out there. So make sure you have a gas can to fill up and take with you whenever you're riding out on the trails. Since we are talking about a gas can here, let's go ahead and talk about gas real quick. What kind of gas do we want to put in our dirt bikes? It is so important that we do not put a low-grade fuel in our dirt bikes. We even want to go through the trouble of not putting an ethanol fuel in our dirt bikes. Ethanol can actually make the gas go bad quicker, and also it builds up in your motor and different components and can really be bad for your dirt bike. So when we're putting gas in our dirt bike, we really want to make sure we're putting a high octane fuel. This is a good start, and if you can even get fuel without ethanol in it, no matter the octane level, that is going to be the best gas for your dirt bike. We want non-ethanol, high octane fuel in our dirt bikes at all times. This is going to make sure that your bikes run the best, the most consistently, and make sure that no components on your dirt bike have this bad ethanol gas going through it and clogging them up and wearing them out faster. So make sure you really put time in, buy the right gas, have a gas can to take with you out on the trails, as this is really going to help any dirt bike rider. So are you already finding these dirt bike accessories helpful to you? Well, make sure you like this video and drop some comments down below. Ask me any other questions that you have. So the next accessory that I want to go over, and I'm going to keep this one kind of brief, is going to be our tools. What kind of tools do we need whenever we're riding on dirt bikes, working on dirt bikes, or going camping for the weekend? Well, if you don't have any other tools with you, this handy dandy T-handle is going to be super important to taking with you every time you go riding on your dirt bike. So making sure that you have 3 of your key sockets that are going to fit the majority of bolts on your bike is going to be very important to making sure you have this with you every single time you go riding on your dirt bike. It's not a bad idea to take a full socket set with you. This way, depending on what's going on the dirt bike, you have exactly what you need. You also may want some pliers, wrenches, and like a rubber hammer if you have to beat anything back into place that's being difficult. But you want to make sure that you have a T-handle with 3 key sockets that are going to fit the majority of the bolts on your dirt bike. The next accessory that we want to have when riding our dirt bikes is going to be some sort of air pump. It doesn't matter if it's an electric pump or just a handy dandy bike pump like we've always had. This handy dandy pump is just going to make sure that whenever you get to a track or you're going riding on the trails and for some reason your tire pressure isn't right where it needs to be, you can pull this out, pump your tires up or deflate them depending on what's going on with your tire, and make sure you have the proper air pressure every time you go ride. So it's very important that you bring a tire pump with you, because just simply temperature going up and down around your bikes can make your air pressure deflate or inflate over time. So you're always constantly having to adjust the air pressure in your tires. So make sure you have a way of blowing up your tires up and getting the proper air pressure every time you go riding on your dirt bike. So the next and last accessory that I want to cover on our dirt bikes, it's so important that we add a pair of tie-down straps to our accessories for our dirt bikes. This is going to be a double set because you need a strap on either side of the bike to make sure it's held down correctly. And then now I'm going to show you on one of these straps what kind of features they have on them and what I suggest for you. So these straps actually have this other strap that goes around your handlebars and clips back to there. So now your handlebar will sit in here and not be held on by this rubber and metal clip. And this is just going to make sure that your handlebars don't get all scratched up from the metal that's on these tie-down straps, and that it just has a nice cloth wrapping around your handlebars. The next part of these straps, which is very important, is that it just has an easy pull and push to release. This is going to be super important to any dirt bike rider that doesn't want to have a pain in the neck every single time you're strapping your dirt bike down and using a ratchet strap. These simple pull and push to release straps make it so much easier and more convenient for any dirt bike rider. You really want to make sure you have a strap that has this push to release and pull strap on it, because this is going to make sure that when you're strapping your bike down, and you're probably going to be tired at the end of the day from your big long ride, that you're not fighting a ratchet strap to tie your bike down. You're just going to simply have a pull strap, and this is going to be as easy as possible when you're loading your bikes up at the end of the day. The last feature that these have on it that I want to show you is it doesn't have another clip like this on the other end. It actually has a full clip. So I can clip this on to what it's going to clip on the truck, trailer, or whatever I'm clipping it to, and then be able to put this part on my handlebars. Why is this convenient? This is actually going to make sure that this doesn't fall off at all whenever we're driving, or after we take our bikes off these straps. We can actually just leave this sitting on the place that it's connected to, and then at the end of the day you just pick your strap back up. This didn't fall off of what it was connected to. Now you just put this back around your handlebars. This is why these straps are going to be so important to have as your dirt bike accessory, as you're always going to need something to tie your bike down if you're riding in a truck, a trailer, or whatever you're hauling your dirt bike on. And I just found that these are going to be the easiest straps to use for me, and that's why I suggest them for you as well. And I also like to carry a bungee strap on my trailer as well, so I can clip down my gas can or any loose gear that I may have. So having a bungee strap is also going to be very important for you to have in your dirt bike accessories. As I'm so excited for you for getting out and mastering your dirt bike riding, and now learning all the accessories that you need to have in your dirt bike arsenal. If this video helped you, make sure you like this video, drop some comments down below, and ask me any other questions that you have. If you're looking for more dirt bike riding tips, well, I'm always here. I've made a full dirt bike riding course over on my website that's going to walk you through being a complete beginner and take you to an advanced rider mastering the tracks and trails. So make sure you check this riding course out, as I really think it's going to help your dirt bike riding. Plus, you can find all my rad merch over on the website as well. Make sure you hit the subscribe button that's right here and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of my future dirt bike riding tips. After that, you can watch my next video on how to master your starts right here. So go ahead and click on it, stay rad, and I'll see you guys over there.